This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 204. 7 Things to Consider If You Hate Your Job, and On Writing, both by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host here, and happy Earth Day today. This is the podcast where I read to you from some of the best blogs on entrepreneurship, and I do that each and every day, including weekends and holidays. And sometimes we take 2 shorter posts and give them to you in one day, and that's what we're going to do today, so let's get right to it as we optimize your life. 7 Things to Consider If You Hate Your Job by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. I know someone who is really unhappy with her job. It's not that she's having a bad week or a hard day. It's been months of dissatisfaction, feeling unfulfilled, medicating with food on the way to work, and wanting something more. With her daily commute, office hours, and the work that lingers after work, she spends at least 10 hours a day devoted to her job, and that doesn't count all of the time and energy she spends thinking about how much she hates her job. She agonizes over the fact that she is doing something that makes her miserable and something she doesn't care about. She's compromising her health, happiness, and relationships for a paycheck. She is overwhelmed and stuck in fear, resistance, and uncertainty. This is a true story, and if you aren't in this situation, it might sound dramatic, but it's real. It's real for my friend, for so many of you that send me emails, and it was my reality too. My friend is stuck, and I thought the advice I shared with her might be helpful if you hate your job too. 7 things to consider if you hate your job. 1. You are not what you do. If you measure your worth by what you earn, how you contribute financially, or what your title is, you may lack clarity on what you really have to offer. You are worth so much more than what you do or what you earn just because of who you are. 2. Interest trumps skill. Just because you are good at what you do doesn't mean you are supposed to be doing it. When you become passionately interested in something, you can learn how to do it well. 3. Your next job might not be your dream job. If you are waiting to quit your job until your dream job comes along, consider that there might be something in between. When you are overwhelmed and feel stuck, it can be a challenge to know what you want to do next. All of your energy is spent on survival mode, so a stopover between the job you hate and the job you'll love can be a beautiful respite. If you want to take things to the next level, keep in mind that the next level isn't always up. 4. When you put yourself first, you can better serve everyone around you. You tell yourself that you're staying at your job to support your family, but aside from dollars in the bank, are you supporting your family? How are you taking care of your body, brain, heart, and soul so that you can offer your best self to support the people you love? Your work style and lifestyle are connected. They support each other or they don't. 5. Familiarity is not certainty. Your job and all of the benefits that come with it aren't any more certain than what's on the other side of giving your notice. 6. When your desire for purpose, peace, love, and happiness becomes greater than your fear of uncertainty, you'll quit. Hating your job isn't enough. You need to love something more than you hate your job. Instead of waiting for the enough is enough, stomp your feet and scream, "I quit" moment, look for a quiet awareness of what matters most in your life, of the temporary nature of things, and the belief that you deserve so much more. 7. Until you have clarity on that, ask for help. Find a friend or two who will support you as you go through this process. Not a coworker who hates her job too, but someone who can see the bigger picture. And I'll have another post for you in just a sec, but first I want to thank Uber for Business. Trying to find a way to stand out to your customers or make your employees feel extra valued? Over 160,000 companies use Uber for Business to improve customer and employee satisfaction. Any company can sign up for free and immediately start delivering extra value to the people who matter most to their business. Are you having a hard time getting people to show up or stay engaged in virtual team meetings or events? Well, with vouchers from Uber for Business, you can add $20 to their personal Uber accounts so they can easily order meals through Uber Eats before the meeting. And for customers, you can give them a voucher for a free meal or free ride when they make their first purchase or spend a certain amount. Vouchers are simple to send and to redeem. Try it out. It's a great way to show your customers and employees that you care. Right now, Uber for Business is offering companies a $50 voucher credit when you spend your first $200 with vouchers. Go to uber.com/OSD to learn more.
That's uber.com/OSD for a $50 voucher credit. uber.com/OSD. Terms and conditions apply.
On Writing by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. Stephen King wrote On Writing, a beautiful book about the writing process. It is always inspiring for me to read about how other writers put words on paper. I want to share my ideas on writing with you, but I almost didn't. I didn't think I was experienced enough or good enough. Then I remembered that while this blog is only 18 months old, I've been writing my whole life. I've written homework assignments, in journals and diaries, on other blogs, love letters to my husband and daughter, ebooks, apologies, poetry. You've probably been writing your whole life too. So here are a few things I'd like to say on writing. 1. Write until you can't, then move. When you have writer's block or words that don't fall onto paper, move. Many experts suggest that the way through a block is to keep writing. I disagree. When you can't write, stop and then move. Walk, stretch, do yoga or cartwheels, and don't have pen and paper nearby. I know all of you moleskin addicts just shivered, but the brain works in mysterious ways. If you don't have a way to jot down ideas, your brain will deliver them on a silver platter and dare you to remember your flash of genius. 2. Write alone and only write. Sometimes I write while drinking a cup of tea or while a meal is cooking, but my best writing is when that is the only thing I'm thinking about. The magic happens when I show up and get lost in the words. 3. Write to feel. There are times when I put words on paper and it feels like work. Interestingly, that is never my good work. It's when words start to move me that I know I'm onto something. Listen to yourself and trust how you feel. Oh, and if it doesn't move someone else, it might still be your best work because it made you feel something. 4. Write upside down. Drawing on the right side of the brain was a textbook I used in an art school drawing class. Included is an assignment to draw a self-portrait from a photograph. You have to draw it upside down. The exercise makes your brain think differently. You have to draw shapes instead of an eye or a nose. Why not write upside down? Start at the end, draw the conclusion, and then figure out how you got there. 5. Write every day. Put words on paper every day. Drop perfectionism when it comes to grammar and spelling and just spill your thoughts and ideas. Try blank page, a journal, or even scrap paper. 6. Write and let go. Just because you put something on paper doesn't mean it's good writing for you or anyone else. Don't get hung up on holding on to something that isn't working. Delete or crumple and toss and start again. You will have another brilliant idea. 7. Write and ask for feedback. It's okay to write privately. In fact, I highly recommend it. I also think it's important, especially if you love to write, to ask for feedback from friends or people that you trust. Take the feedback as information, not good or bad, just information to guide you moving forward. You will always be your harshest critic. If you love to write, don't be afraid to love what you write. You just listened to the posts titled 7 Things to Consider If You Hate Your Job and On Writing, both by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com.
And thanks to Courtney for today's post, and she's no stranger to regular Optimal listeners. She's regularly featured over on the podcast Optimal Living Daily, so definitely check that show out to hear more from her. But I'm going to keep this ending nice and short for you today. I thank you as always for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.